Hey Revolutionaries, Yelena here. And I don't know about you, but this year got off to a crazy and exciting start. And as creators, we don't just have one idea, we have like 15 bubbles, and we want to pursue all of them at the same exact time. However, if you've been feeling overwhelmed and like you're spinning your wheels, that is not okay. And it kind of reminded me of the episode of Saved by the Bell where it was the gold fever and everyone on the beach started tearing it apart and digging these little holes, digging for gold. And this kind of reminded me of the same thing where, each of these ideas and projects that we want to achieve our goal, we start digging a little bit, get a little bit of results, and then move on to the next thing. And we start digging a little bit, get a little bit more results, and then move on to the next. And we don't really make much progress, and yet we exert so much energy, and it's kind of draining. So what we want to do is we want to work smart, not hard. And you want to, start digging, get some results, and keep digging more until you create this pillar of strength and foundation. Then you can move on to the next hole and start digging, and then kind of go through the same process of get some results and then dig a little bit more and keep digging until you create another pillar, and then so forth and so forth and so forth. So once you have this pillars, you're creating essentially an integrated product suite. And Apple did a fantastic job of this, where they initially introduced the iPad, and that did really well. And then they introduced the iPhone, which did just as well, if not better. And then they created the iMac, and then the iPad. And all four of these talk to each other. So essentially, that's the same thing we want to create in our business. We want intelligent systems and processes in place. So if you have been feeling overwhelmed and stressed out and spinning your wheels, ask yourself, which dream project are you most excited to work on and to start off with? And the second question is the reason you are committed to this. And question number 3 is, what adjustments in your life do you need to make in order for this to become a reality? And, it's one thing if you are working on projects that work in parallel, but it's another thing if you see that your projects are kind of, there's an inner conflict and they're not working together. So start with one. And once you start in the entrepreneurial space, it's always the hardest to start with one. But once you create a pillar, you can move on to the next. And as always, I'd love to hear how you keep focused and keeping the main thing in the comments below. With love and belief in you, Yelena.